Alright, so we're going to be talking about the elimination method today, where our goal is to eliminate a variable. So the question is, if we have 2x and minus 2x, how many x's does that give you? 0 x's. They've been eliminated. So since we're trying to find the intersection point of these, we can actually do that. 2x minus 2x, and they're eliminated. Whenever you have one positive and one negative and the exact same coefficient, we can eliminate them. Now, let's add the other ones. 3y plus 5y would be 8y, and 11 plus 13 would be 24. We've eliminated the x, and we can just solve for the y. So we're going to divide by 8. Divide by 8. That's going to be y equals 3. Now, we're not quite done because we have to solve for the x here, but we've found that y equals 3. So let's plug that back into, it doesn't matter which equation, I'm going to pick the top one. 2x plus 3 times 3 equals 11. 2x plus 9 equals 11. Minus 9, minus 9. 2x equals 2. And when we divide by 2 and divide by 2, we're going to get x equals 1. So our solution is going to be 1 comma 3. That's our x and that's our y. Now in this next one, we have 9x and we have 9x, okay? They're really close to being one positive and one negative, but they're not quite there. So what we need to do is we need to multiply one of the equations by -1, which means that we're going to change every sign in one of the equations, okay? I'm going to do it to the bottom one. Minus, plus, plus. We changed every sign. Now we have 9x minus 9x, and that cancels out. Negative 9y plus 8y is negative 1y. Negative 18 plus 9 is going to be negative 9. And when we divide by -1, divide by -1, we find out that y equals 9. Okay? Now we want to go ahead and we want to plug this back into one of our equations. I'm going to pick the top one. We have 9x minus 9 times 9 equals negative 18. 9x minus 81 equals negative 18. We're going to add 81 and add 81. 9x equals negative 18 plus 81 would be 63. And when we divide by 9 and divide by 9, we get x equals 7. So our solution would be 7 comma 9. And I should mention, if you can cancel out a y easily, you can do it with a y. You can do this with either a y or you can do it with an x. Okay, last one. Here we have 10x and 5x. I'm going to show you the way that works all the time, okay? And the way that works all the time is to take this coefficient and multiply it up here. So multiplying this whole thing by 5. And taking this coefficient and moving it down here, which would give you 10. Okay? Because what does that give you when you multiply it out? It gives you 5 times 10, which is 50x, and 10 times 5, which is 50x. Now, I need to make one of them positive and one of them negative. I'm going to go ahead and just make the top one negative. All right, so watch how that works out. We have negative 50x plus 25y equals positive 75. Then we have 50x minus 60y equals negative 40. Okay? And I just multiplied that out. I distributed to everything. Now what that does is it allows us to cancel out the negative 50x and the positive 50x. That's gone. We've eliminated it. 25y minus 60y is going to be negative 35y. 75 minus 40 is going to be 35. We're going to divide by negative 35 and divide by negative 35. So y equals negative 1. We're going to take that y equals negative 1 and we're going to plug it into either one of the equations. I'm going to pick the bottom one this time just because. We have 5x minus 6 times negative 1 equals negative 4. Okay, now notice that I used one of the equations up here because the numbers are a little bit smaller. We have 5x plus 6 equals negative 4. We have minus 6 and minus 6. So 5x equals negative 10. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. X equals negative 2. So our solution is going to be negative 2, comma, negative